Warning: the opinions expressed in this video do not represent YouTube, associations, agencies, nor any particular individuals. They are merely from a team assembled trying to pass the boredom of everyday life. Some explicit content may occur in this or future presentations. Viewer discretion may be advised. But ignore it if you're into that thing.
Your Big Bad Wolf Benny here.
And I'm your Wild Man Wes.
And today we are on day 4 of SHOCKTOBERFest.
Woo! Yeah.
Today's episode we will be talking about the movie Skinwalkers. Good movie, decent movie. It's about werewolves, but they call them Skinwalkers even though they're two different things. But hey, we'll give movie magic a try. Why not? So anyway, curse goes back to pretty much when white man invaded America, and curse was put on him by the original Skinwalkers who could control the change. And, well, now there's two kinds of Skinwalkers out there. There's the kind that have killed and embraced their animal side. And then there's the side that don't want to kill, so they lock themselves up on full moon so they don't get out and kill. So pretty much you have these two factions that are fighting each other. The Native American people in this movie help the ones who don't want to kill because, it's not their fault the curse was put on them. But there's a prophecy, like there always is.
Yeah.
A boy will be born on the blood moon who will cure this curse pretty much. So, of course, this is what the movie's about.
And the other tribe doesn't want that.
No, the other tribe wants to stay free because they're strong, they're immortal. I guess, why would you want to give that up?
Who wants to live forever?
But, anyways, so that's pretty much the premise of the movie. We could get into a little bit more, but again, we want you to see the movie for yourselves.
Exactly.
So, we're going to jump into what I like, what we don't like, and then we'll give you an ultimate grade. So, well, man, what did you like about this movie?
It's like, I remember seeing this a few years back, very briefly, hanging out with some friends. Obviously, certain liquids were...
Oh, what a shock!
You know how this goes. So I don't really remember everything about it. Well, watching it again, I like the story is very,
different take on it.
Yeah, it's definitely different than what I'm used to in considered a werewolf movie or a wolf movie or supernatural
wolf-like creatures.
I mean,
Benny's domain is what we're going for.
Pretty much. I like the character development. I especially like the kid's turmoil, about what he has to deal with, and just the look of, you see him grow as a character. At first it's like very Babe in the Woods, no pun intended on that type of thing, but as the movie progresses, when he realizes that, he's stuck with that decision, does he fulfill the destiny, does he give in? And I liked that give and take.
Yeah, you're used to seeing it with adults. I think it says more when a kid has to do it because, he's still learning, still growing. So, very good point.
I also love the fact, if I'm not mistaken, Casey Jones is in this movie.
Casey Jones is in it.
Alaska Tejas is in this movie.
Yes, he is.
That is awesome.
Yes, he is. He pretty much is like the leader of the good tribe, so...
I like the special effects they did, too.
I think the wolves looked great. They kept them sort of humanoid, but you had those wolf-like ears, a little bit more of a wolf-like, not an elongated snout, but you could tell if they morphed any further, they'd probably have
They tried to make it their own, because in a lot of other films, much like, like American Werewolf in London. We bring this up a lot in some of the conversations we've had, there's that. You have the Howling. You even have when, in the '90s, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
It looks a lot different, more beastly than.
Yes. This version, if any of you have ever watched the show Teen Wolf that recently just ended on MTV, sort of similar to that, maybe a little bit more bestial, but otherwise pretty similar. So if you've watched that show, which I love that show, obviously. Well, it's about werewolves. Why wouldn't I love it? sort of similar look to them. Maybe there's slight
I've never
tweaks.
watched it because of the fact that I was always worried that it was going to be like a rip-off of the movie,
No.
and I know it's not, but still, it's just hearing about it for the first time, I was tuned out already.
Yeah, no, you're like,
but that's my cross to bear. Oh wait, we're talking about wolves here.
Yes.
We're not talking about vampires. Sorry, folks.
So anyways, yes, that's probably my favorite part about the movie was how they looked, because it was a nice balance between human and wolf, where they didn't look too ridiculous, almost believable actually, maybe, if, you know, you don't believe in that stuff, I guess, believable. I've seen worse. I've seen better. Somewhere in the middle, I'd say, for this one.
Right on.
Another thing I liked about the movie was the lore. Because, you know what I mean, you have so many different werewolf stories, how they got started. You know, in Greek mythology, you have Lycano. I think that's how you say his name, if not, sorry. You know,
if it's Kano, it'd be funny.
No, it's something, because that's where you get the word lycanthropy from. It's from his name, so it's Lycano, maybe, or something.
Fair enough.
I can't remember
Tomato,
how to pronounce
tomato.
it. Yes.
Rabo.
In Roman mythology, you have Romulus and Remus. So there's many different origins. The Native Americans actually a little bit different. I know it's about two brothers, but I can't remember their names. So the stories always are always different. So I kind of like the lore behind this, because it's kind of believable that maybe the shaman, you know, when their people were being extinguished, placed a curse. You want to be bloodthirsty animals? Now you are. So it's kind of a cool story behind it, so I actually do like it.
Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. Now let's jump into the parts we really didn't like.
You know, there's not much that I really
didn't
like about it. I mean,
like I said, we had good story. We had good character development. You got to know the characters. You got to love the characters. Even some of the bad wolves, even, like, you know, you kind of got a little backstory on them.
Yeah. I mean,
if I had to say one thing I didn't like,
I'm just
the gunfights. Like,
okay,
were they necessary? I mean,
that one.
That's the only thing I can see. It's like, I mean, this came out around the time, I think around Underworld, maybe a few years after, because Underworld came out in 2003. I want to say this came out sometime after. So maybe the gunfights were they really needed.
Well, I'm not sure.
But at the same time, it was cool. Guns, I'm not going to say they weren't cool. It's just at the same time, it's like,
yeah, I mean, well, and the other thing
is it an action movie or a horror movie?
I mean, and this will go back to, you know, I mean, I do like the movie, but I will say this, I was a little bit worried at first, because during the opening credits, when they talk about, you know, who's in it, who writes it, who directs it, I saw it was directed by Jim Isaac.
Ooh.
And I was like, isn't this the f***er that directed Jason X? And I got worried.
Well,
I got worried.
You have just cause, but hey, he might have redeemed himself.
Jim Isaac redeemed himself with this film. He did, definitely. But
otherwise, I mean, nothing else we can really complain about.
I mean, the gunfight thing. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's a little, and that's not even a big deal, really. It's just it got a little too actiony for me, where it's supposed to be a horror movie thriller, and not saying you can't have that in it, but like they went full on action movie gunfights. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you're just shooting at them, but they had them doing some crazy stuff too. It's like not a bad thing again, but was it really needed to be portrayed that way? No. So all in all, pretty good movie. Like I said, it's one of my favorite werewolf movies. It's definitely top 10. I guess we could just jump into grading, and I'm gonna give it a solid A. Just an A.
Solid A? Okay.
I mean, not too much to complain about. I like the special effects, the stories, the characters.
Yeah.
It crosses off all the T's that you want, you know, in a good movie.
I gotcha. I mean, and I want to agree with you for the most part on giving it a solid A. However, like you had mentioned, like the gunfight, it was something that I couldn't put my finger on. Like, something just really bothered me. Like, not just like, but it was really just you know, it's like
minute.
It's that sore on the roof of your mouth that you can't stop tonguing it.
Hey, phrase it.
And that's what it was. So I'm gonna give this one an A minus.
Not bad. So overall, I mean, pretty decent movie. If you don't believe us, check it out.
I mean, like I said, good movie. It's just, it'd be one thing if I just kind of shook my head afterwards, but it kept bugging me throughout the rest of the film. Like, I kept asking myself, why the f*** did they need a gunfight like that? Why did they really?
Like I said, it wasn't that they had a gunfight; it was more of how they handled the gunfight.
Yeah.
That's what bothered. So I agree with you.
Why did they make it that way? This is what I mean.
So but otherwise, So I guess all we can tell you is what we tell you all the time is make sure you push that red button,
boom,
ring the bell,
ding ding,
and make sure you guys leave us a comment down below if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, you can push the like button. You can push the dislike button. Either or, as long as you're giving us some attention. Because we're kind of attention
Just let
whores.
us know what you want. Help us to help you. Help us to help you to help us.
So, I guess all we can really do is just close this one out by saying, I'm the Big Bad Wolf Benny.
And I'm the Wild Man Wes.
And we'll see you tomorrow on day 5 of SHOCKTOBERFest.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Let's see, for a teaser trailer, we could do this with Stephen King's It, I think, or... Hey, what's up, man?
Woo! What's going on, buddy? What you doing?
Just the usual, just figuring everything out for SHOCKTOBERFest, you know?
Speaking of SHOCKTOBERFest, did you ever hear about that urban legend around here about that woman and like that creature attacking her?
I think so. Let's see, what was it? Was it around Joliet, or was it like
It's just
Shorewood?
in the general area, just like
Okay.
somewhere where there's like a forest. I think it's by like Memorial Stadium, that little forest area over there.
Okay.
But anyway, like it's funny. It's every 17 years this creature like appears or something. It looks slightly different, but you ever hear that legend?
A little bit. I mean, it definitely rings a bell, but...
Well,
I mean, I remember seeing it in a movie, but do you really think it happened here?
I don't know, but I was doing some research into it, and it's been 17 years since the last attack.
You don't mean...
Yeah.
Oh...